I'm Vanessa from l'Hôtel d'Ursay. This is Mayenne. I'm standing on the Mayenne River in the town of Mayenne, in the department of Mayenne, which I can tell you when people doing searches is problematic. The region was not originally called Mayenne, it was called Maine, and Maine's a word that still survives in the United States. It's a really very beautiful region. The river flows from here and goes all the way down into the Loire Valley, which is why our greater region is known as Pays de Loire. The town is situated here, the chateau's looming behind me, over here, and the basilica and the church is to my left. And here we have the two of the basic foundations of medieval society, which was the nobility, the church, and then we have the workers. And the workers in this region were making linen. And 150 years ago, this whole frontage behind me of the river was lined with mills that used to use the power of the river to thrash the linen plants, to turn linen into fibre, where it was woven eventually into sailcloth. And it was loaded onto barges and it headed down the river, all the way down to Nantes, where it went onto sailing ships and it was shipped out all over the world. You needed a towpath to get the barges down the river. And here in Mayenne, we have one of the longest towpaths in France. It's 85 kilometres, where a poor horse was loaded up and tied up to a shallow barge, and it walked down beside the river. Only a kilometre from where I'm standing is the beautiful green countryside of Mayenne, and we're still within our 1 kilometre where we're allowed to be away from our house. So I'm going to take you down and show you just a tiny, tiny snapshot of how really beautiful the outside landscape around Mayenne town is. We're heading off. Welcome to the haulage path of Mayenne. Haulage is tow. This is the path. You can see the road winding down through here that was cut along this side of the river, and the horses plodded along with their ropes out with the flat bottom boats that headed down into Nantes. It's incredibly beautiful, and today it's equivalent of a wildlife reserve. At the top of the path, Mayenne Tourism has some great signs in French and in English, which is very helpful, telling you about the native trees and the plants that run and that live all along the length of the river. Also about the range of fish species, native fish species that live in the river. Frenchmen can frequently be seen fishing along this river, and they take their catch of the day home. And it's kind of cool to think of those really old-fashioned traditions still happening here. The autumn is now starting to hold, and we've got leaves everywhere. We've got leaves all the way through our garden at home. And over the next week or so, the last of this sort of golden splendour is going to fall. And the haulage path will look completely different, as it does in every season of the year. So when you come and stay in Mayenne, you'll be able to come down into this refuge. It's a green refuge, and one that people find incredibly relaxing. So if you've had a busy travel and you really want to have a relaxing holiday, this is a wonderful, wonderful place to come. It's less than 15 minutes walk from our house, and it takes you into nature. And this is something that Mayenne does really, really well, and one reason why we chose to come and live in Mayenne. See you tomorrow.